I'm up before the sun. We're in a really crowded Anchorage. Our inverter's dead, but I'm happy. Happy as a lark because we're going on a road trip. Little adventure to the city. We can do some fancy stuff today. Well, go to the grocery store and the coffee shop, maybe. But yeah, let's go to Panama City.
Pink boat.
Rental car. So our friend said that it's a junker. They were right. But it's the only car on this side of the coast except for in Cologne, which was like a chicken bus to get to Cologne and then rent a car and then all this logistics, it just didn't make sense. So that's why we're here in Linton Bay. And what are we gonna do? I have a list if you're not sure.
Well, provisioning, we are getting an inverter. We're gonna have some coffee, some amazing coffee. You need to pick up a new grinder, ours broke. We're gonna have some lunch, we gotta visit a brewery, and we've got, well, stores, hardware store, marine store, store.
And we gotta drop off Dan.
And yeah. We gotta drop off Dan.
But coffee first.
But coffee first, yes.
Let's go, we got a busy day. AC. Yes. Should probably roll down the windows.
Welcome to the city.
Be buzzing.
Oh, glorious.
Oh, air conditioning. Hola, buenos días.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenos días. Son 2 paquetes.
Sí. That was fast and painless. We had to ship to Panama City so there was less hands on it. The more hands we've heard, the more problems. So it just came straight here. Sat for us over the weekend. Now I get to install it. I better go this way.
As long as we don't get it stolen before we make it back.
Yeah.
Yay! Thank you, Go Power.
Yay! That was quick. I mean, 2-day shipping.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Tight squeeze.
Out of the heat of the car.
Oh, man. It's like a hot box in there. It's a little brutal without air conditioning.
Where are we going?
Coffee!
Don't know how to pronounce it, so we're not going to try.
Nope. But I can tell you it's Wilfred.
Hold on, before you pour it.
Yeah.
This is Wilfred Jr. Do you like the cup? Do you just go by Wilfred or Wilfred Jr.?
I go by Wilford, but I sign Wilford Jr. whenever it's coffee people. Yeah, because my father is.
Because this is Wilfred's son, and this is his coffee shop, and it's been open since 2005.
No, it's 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
It's 2012.
2012. The first
January of 2012 it started.
the first coffee shop in Panama City that you could buy good specialty coffee from Panama.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we pioneered a culture, and now people is going over it.
Excellent.
So I'm gonna use the same recipe I use on the brewer's cup. So I'm doing only tasting the flavor of the bean.
Old Town. That's what Casco Viejo means in Spanish. And considering this neighborhood is almost 350 years old, it's fitting.
So Wilfred has taken over as our personal tour guide.
In 1671, the original Panama City was burned to the ground during a brutal attack by the pirate captain Henry Morgan. A couple of years later, and a few kilometers to the west, a new city was built with tall, castle-like walls on a slice of land surrounded by water.
All the boats you see over here have just come through the canal, or they're on their way through the canal. We'll be there in maybe a month or two. It looks crazy here because the tide is down. It's a pretty dramatic tide here. This is the quick tour of Panama City.
Today, Casco Viejo is the oldest European settlement on the Pacific coast of the Americas, and it's definitely the heart of Panama. It's where hip meets history, and the narrow cobblestone streets are giving us that old European vibe.
Fruit inside. This is a passion fruit sauce.
Right? That's supposed to be for one. It was good. We had pentacones and red snapper in the traditional Panamanian preparation. Right. Okay, hold on. We should say our goodbyes now because it may have to be like
That's
get
true.
out of
It's
the
gonna
car
be a
and
jump
go.
out.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
We enjoyed having you, Dan.
Yes. What are you gonna do now that you've got to go back to regular life?
No, I'm not going to return to regular life. I caught the disease. But man, see Boston and then go figure out what I'm going to do next. Check into RV vans. That'll be my first step.
Dan's gonna be a van lifer.
Dan the van man?
Dan the
Dan the van man.
Dan the coffee van man. Yeah. What'd you think about the geisha?
I'm trying to keep that as a separate experience because I don't want to enjoy it too much.
What?
Bye.
Have fun tomorrow.
Will do.
Enjoy your hotel.
I know. Okay, $400 at the grocery store. Car battery for our generator. Bunch of other miscellaneous stuff.
Provisions for sunbloss.
Yep, we should be good to go for a nice long while. Now we got a 2-hour drive home.
Oy.
Oy vey. And we have to load up all this in the dinghy.
Nice. Good way to go out. By the time we got everything loaded up in the dinghy, well, unloaded from the car, loaded in the dinghy, back to the boat, unloaded from the dinghy, into the boat. Oh man, it was 1 o'clock or so by the time we got to bed. Yeah, getting a slow start, slightly slow start this morning. But I wanted just to share exactly what the issues were. Well, no exact, I guess, in boating, but or electrical issues. Our inverter started acting weird during the crossing, and it went out on us. A couple days of not using it, it came back to life. It seemed to have been functioning normally for the past month and a half, and then one day, like a week ago, maybe a week and a half ago, it just died completely. The charger stopped working, the inverter stopped working. Everything. So I contacted GoPower and they got me a new one quickly, and we had it sent to that DHL office, the main DHL office there in Panama City, and that's the entire reason we went to Panama City. While we were there, I also picked up another battery. Still not sure what's going on with our generator. It's either not charging correctly, but I didn't want to damage our lithium battery, so picked up this guy. It was about $100. I'm going to monitor this over the next couple months and see what happens. It's a whole lot easier to lose a $100 battery than an expensive lithium one. GoPower also sent us this. This is a little tiny pure sine wave inverter, so we can get rid of the crappy little modified one that we bought at the China store, China number 4. And I got this temperature switch too that will kick on automatically. It'll turn the fan on at, I think, 85 degrees. So when the compartment starts to warm up, another exhaust fan will start sucking the hot air out and get it away from the inverter. So we think it's a heat issue with the old inverter. And so yeah, it took me the better part of a day to install this. And hopefully all of our power issues will be solved.
It will take you the better part of a day.
Yeah.
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 Okay,
All right.
let's keep going.
That's it. That's it. Got it pretty close. Let me just tell you, these things, the extender thingies, come in amazing handy when working in these tight spaces in here. I was able to get all the screws out, unbolt everything, and I'm about ready to pull out this bad boy. What's up?
Well, while you are taking care of the inverter and the generator battery, Now that everybody is gone, it's a good day to go through all of our provisions, double check my inventory, make sure we're good to go for the next few months. Because there's, I think, not many supplies or stores in San Blas, which is where we're kind of headed next. So I'm doing this. And then I've got to clean the bottom of the boat because we have some serious barnacles growing on the hull and on our props. Chore day. Just a chore day.
I did check these wires once before, but it was when it was installed in there, so it was really pain to get to them. But yeah, everything seems nice and solid. I'm interested to take this whole thing apart, see if anything's fried on the inside. It sure would be nice to see something fried on the inside, because then we know it's a heat issue, or we might be able to diagnose what the issue was. I don't like not knowing. Installing something new and then not being sure if it's gonna happen again. Ooh. Yep, definitely have some damage in here. Let's take a photo of this, send it to Go Power, see what they say.
It's dirty, it's not too bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
So the bottom paint's working well.
Yeah, bottom paint is working really well. It actually sloughs off so easy. I'm just gonna go get a nice little glove. That'll be that.
I heard back from the Go Power people, and they said it was definitely the heat that destroyed the FETs. That's what they call them. F-E-T-S are those little things that failed. So this is why we think it happened. Here's how it's mounted in the cabinet here, and this is the stuff that gets really hot. And there's two big exhaust fans that suck the air off of here and blow it this way. Well, the way it's installed, there's actually a wall right here. So the hot air is coming here, getting trapped, it's going up and then getting sucked back in. So in order to keep this from happening again, I'm going to install another fan over here that's going to suck the air away from the inverter. So it'll hopefully blow it through this little tiny hole and go out into the back, the lazarette basically of the sailboat. And then from the front, we actually have a fan installed that just wasn't connected when we installed this inverter. They decided not to connect it for whatever reason. So we'll have cool air coming in from here, blowing on these FETs, getting sucked out by these two fans, and then getting sucked out again by a bigger fan. So hopefully that will keep any more issues from happening in the future. Now I just gotta put the new one in. All clean?
Close. Pretty close. Got all the barnacles off. Better.
May not look like much progress, but I'm wiring in my last wire for the fans, and then I just have to put it all back together. I'm gonna do it. Gonna do it. Gonna do it! Well, everything was going really well until I was putting the new inverter in and one of the cables dropped. So red touched black, a little bit of a spark, no big deal, but the lithium batteries went to sleep, the house batteries, so that's why I'm holding this light. All of our 12 volt power is out, so we're gonna have to get up in the morning, go to the marina and finish. Man, and then I figured out I lost my tripod. I left it in Panama City. And then a Spanish mackerel flew through the window and busted our screen. Got guts everywhere. It's just been one of those damn days. Look how crazy it is in here still. It's like 10:30.
But how about that mackerel that busted through the screen?
Man.
Let's go down and show him the hole. It's impressive.
He startled me, and I grabbed him and I threw him back outside, but I should have kept him. He wasn't quite big enough. I should have given him to the cats, but flew right through the hole.
Can you believe that?
I don't know why those mantis lights do that. That's ridiculous. Here. That does it too. Well, son of a... Well, there you go.
Pay attention to the hole, not the flickering. Cute, that mackerel came right through that hole. He was this big.
Hole. He made that hole.
He made that hole. Oh.
So.
Still smells like fish in here.
I know. Fish guts. Well, good night, everyone. Hooray, boats.
Can't make this stuff up.
No. Turns out the batteries are perfectly fine. The spark blew these massive fuses. Fortunately, it's just as simple as removing the old fuses, putting in the new ones, and not letting black touch red this time. A few minutes of work, and we have power again.
Where Jason has been battling with electrical problems, and it's like me versus the mold. I don't know what it is about the environment that's different here, but it is definitely different. And the black mold, the little black spots just get on inside the boat, outside the boat, on the deck. It is like a non-stop job. It's me and vinegar. Me and vinegar.
Got the inverter installed. Everything is working. I was coming to do an oil change on the generator, and I think I may have found the culprit for some of the issues we've been experiencing. You can see a nice burn mark here. What happened was this plate jiggled over and touched the wires. So that's giving me a low voltage problem on the generator, which might have caused the battery to die, which might have caused some of the inverter issues. I don't know.
Go fishing.
Got my trusty getting tools.
Getting tools.
A little mirror, a little magnet, and a little claspy thingy. Oh, that could have been a whole lot worse. Sadly, it's the only one I have, so I had to go for it. Cool. That wouldn't bad. Let's try this again. "120 volts, that's a good sign. Now let's run a load on it. Go into bulk charge, putting in 100 amps. Still got 115 volts, that's good. No.
Okay.
Here we go again.
Because the boat fun just doesn't end.
Fortunately, we're somewhere where there's not a lot going on, so jammer broke. It's eating up our line. Don't really know exactly what's going on, but that's what we're gonna figure out. So we can sail, otherwise we can't sail because of the dang jammer.
This line is brand new, but you can see it's getting all chewed up. This is our Genoa sheet. We just replaced all of our lines in Fort Lauderdale, and it was recommended that we go with a bigger size just because it's a little nicer on the hands when you're working with it, and it is a line we work with all the time. And it says right here on our jammer that this size of line is supposed to be fine. But what has happened is the sail over, it worked no problem. We weren't having any issues. And then we got to Bocas and we're sailing around the area, and and all of a sudden it became impossible to pull it through, and it was getting really hard to let it out. It wasn't, the jammer was just getting jammed up when it wasn't supposed to be. So we thought maybe the jammer was failing, but looks like what's happening is this line has swelled now that it's had some time. Salt, rain, I have no idea, but now it's really too thick to go inside of here. So luckily we have our spinnaker line, which we had put through here when we blew a line in the Bahamas, so we know it works through here. Sure enough, we ran this through and a couple of others, and now it's sliding through, no problem. But either way, I think we've learned that going with the top end of what the jammer says, I don't know that I'll ever do that again, because I'll be afraid of this problem happening. The line swells and now it's too big and it's getting caught up in there. I'll stay within the a notch down, I think. Yeah, so, but hey, simpler solution than replacing a jammer. Anyway.
We inspected the jammers, the cam part of the jammers, that's the little teeth that hold onto the rope, and they're both wearing. So I know we're gonna have to replace both of our jammers. So I'm gonna measure them now because we don't want to do any fiberglass work when we order the new ones.
7 centimeters. 7.
See him up there hanging out in the tree.
Hey there, little guy. Ha. Show off.
Right, hanging upside down, holding on by his tail.
That fruit.
Take that 007 in Mission Impossible. So cool. I wish I had a tail.
Not sure why these monkeys are here, but we've read that people fed them, we've read that they're dangerous, we've read that somebody lives here, but the house doesn't have any doors or anything, and there used to be a dock right back there if you can see it. Anyway, there's 3 of them we've seen. That guy, and then there's one up here in this tree right in front of us. Check them out.
What's up, you little brown-bellied monkey?
Monkey!
Mono, mono.
Definitely not your average trip to the gas station. Monkeys and pelicans and... Cool. Hold on. $25 for 7 gallons. Not too bad. I think we're about ready to go. We just need, what do we need?
Food.
Groceries.
If we can find any.
If we can find it. The veggie man did not come this morning.
Well, that worked out. We thought we were gonna come into town and hit up the little tiny convenience store, grocery store thing for some eggs and whatever they had. They had no eggs. But when you know it, the guy with the food truck, the fruit and veggie truck, was driving through town at the exact moment. So, we have fresh veggies.
And he wasn't just waiting for us, I swear.
No, he was just driving by. I mean, impeccable timing. And we are literally out of everything, so that was amazing. So excited. Funny how excited you get about food as a sailor. It's so rare to find it. Okay. All right. Let's go to Sandblast. Honey, you have to actually start the ding. Life is a running loop of adventure and maintenance, regardless of what sort of life we're living. Mowing the lawn, shoveling snow out of the driveway, cleaning out the rain gutters, or scrubbing the barnacles off our hull. It's the necessary maintenance required for the adventure to continue, and sometimes maintenance is the adventure. Wash, rinse, repeat, and sail on. Tomorrow morning, we pick up the hook and head for the remote Sandblast Islands, but that's an adventure for next week. Until then, click over to our website, say hello, and see what didn't make the video. Thanks for watching.